Sorry, I had to switch gears to technology from a very profound morning. So thanks for bearing with me, guys. All right, I'm gonna let in a couple more people here, and we are actually right on time. Here we go. Val, just give me a yes or no that you can see my screen.
Yes.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however you might be listening, however you might be tuning in. If you're watching this on a recording, if you just forgot to put this accountability and coaching in your calendar and you want that in your life, you want to improve your life, then put this in your calendar. You know, it's 10 a.m. Pacific time every Monday, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 noon Central, and of course, 1 p.m. Eastern. You know, we're the people that are on this call, I know have a strong desire and are doing the things every day that they need to do to improve their quality of life to the best of their ability. And so if you're listening to this, you are in the right place, you're with the right group, you're with the right organization, because there's nothing I'm sharing with you today that I haven't shared in the last, we've been doing this since the beginning of the year, this year. There's nothing that I share with you that I don't do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And on most things I'm going to share with you, I do on a daily basis. And what's a daily basis in our industry? 4 to 6 days a week. You know, we all have lives, we all have things, but the consistency of really trying to do these things 6 days a week, so that when you have a 3-day, break, or something comes up, or, you get busy, or you have some other personal things to take care of, and you have a 3 or 4 day, week where you're applying these ideas, then you're not losing momentum, because you're going to go right back to 5 or 6 the next week. And so, just the reality is I believe in the 80-20 rule. So if we're doing things, 80% of the time, that are going to improve the quality of our life, the 20% is fun, right? It's a lot more fun. So I did forget to mute everybody. So let me just take care of that. Mute all. Thank you. Sweet. All right. Okay, so what is this? We're only going to do a couple slides, and then we're going to get right into it. What is W.F.A.M? Well, it's a worldwide freedom awareness movement. We are part of Enagic. If you haven't heard of it, that's okay. Yes. Okay. So positive mindset. This is kind of where I started this morning. So, I'll tell you that if you had asked me in 2013, 2014, I would have said, it's all mindset, it's all mindset, it's all mindset. If you had asked me in 2017 to 2019, it would have been, it's all God, it's all God, it's all God. And, I've come full circle where, of course, it's both. But I'm going to tell you that if I am only doing the spiritual work, if I'm only doing the prayer and meditation, and I am not doing the things to create an abundant mindset, and to change the way I think about my business and my finances, along with the prayer and meditation, that I can fall to a level of existence where my needs are not being met at a level that meets the rate of inflation, the cost of living, and our current world we live in, our current economy. And I think that that's what you're seeing out there with most of the people that you want to make a difference with, is they are full of fear. They are scared to take action. They don't know what to do on a Monday morning, which is why we're all here on a Monday morning, is to help you know what to do so you can help them know what to do. And it's just vital. So, I want to make a difference with you. I want to make a difference in your life, and I want to make a difference in the world. And so, please ask for direction. Please reach out. Please don't be on an island. If you're not getting people on the live webinar, if you're not on the live webinar every Tuesday at 7, well, I'm sorry, let's just back up on times. I'm always giving my time. Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, or Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Check your local time zones. Then let me help you do that. Let's help and work on the invitations. We covered that last week a lot. All these trainings are on my YouTube channel. You'll know how to access that by the end of this call or recording. And then I want everybody right now, starting right this moment, this very holy instant, is to look. Okay, look at the time you have left in this life. You know, if you're 25, if you're 45, if you're 65, and just go, okay, well, if I live to be 100, or if I live to be, 90, how many years do I have left? And with that mindset, let's just look at the next 20, 30, 40, or 50 years and go, what can I do? What can I do to make a difference? And so the number one thing I'm going to recommend for anyone who wants personal development, training, specific for your Enagic business is at least 2 episodes a week. I want you listening to the Blas W. Cardos podcast. That's my personal business coach. I'm part of the Diamond Life program. I've invested in him. He's invested in me. He's invested in Enagic. He's the #1 distributor in the world. And just listen and learn and apply. Be accountable to the training. That's why you're on this today, is you're being accountable to yourself. And get your new people on these trainings. People that you maybe want to reinvent in Enagic, which I don't primarily recommend, but anybody you want to reignite, reinvent, or anybody new, when you're listening to a podcast that really strikes home with you, send it to them. Be cause in the matter in your business. How I recommend listening to Blas is start with episode 1 and then subscribe to his channel and then listen to the most current episode. So if 52 comes out this week, listen to 1 and 52 if you're brand new. If you're on number 5, listen to 5 and then 52 as it comes out this week. And I honestly try to do, right now I'm doing like 1 every other day because I'm getting caught up with the episodes. It just depends on what your time frame is. Don't get bogged down on it. 2 a week's enough. So cashing out for your business. So the only thing I want to say about this today, because we've covered this in previous episodes, is, if you had a restaurant, would you open it every day? Okay. Absolutely. You might stay open, 300, maybe 350 days a year. I try to keep my Enagic business really open about 300 days a year, where I'm really working in my business, at least 3 to 4 hours a day. So, and that's full time in our industry. If you're learning something new, you might be putting in 6 to 8 hours, 4 to 6 days a week, but ultimately you'll be able to scale down. And then, we really want to be qualifying people, individuals, groups, social circles, and businesses and business owners. You want to qualify them and make sure they're qualified to see what you have. You cannot be like recruiting down, honestly, and you need to be recruiting with people that have equal or higher standards or ideals for themselves and their lives. I try to surround myself with people that bring great value to my life, because I know I'm going to bring great value to their life. That's all I want to say about that. And then if you have not joined the community of online empires and the online community of online entrepreneurs through their platform, you can join that through whoever invited you to this call, through their link. You can do it all at no cost. You can be part of that Facebook group and get ongoing training and development for how to do your Enagic business online if you want to. Okay, you don't have to. And then you're going to learn how to use all the AI tools, how to really be at least somewhat competent. Look at this. It's Paul Baker. Hey, Paul Baker.
Hey, what's up, Carlos?
Guess what I'm doing right now?
What?
Monday accountability and coaching and training for our group.
You doing what?
Everybody can hear you on the call. Our Monday morning meeting for yeah. It's the link that I send out for it's not the Zoom meeting link, my brother. I'll send it to you right now. I'll send it to you right now. Okay, bye. I was gonna give him crap, but at least he's trying to log on. So I always try to answer my phone in real time, because then at least maybe we can help make a difference with people. So let me do a copy and paste for him real quick. And we're real people in real time, so you can always get us. That's the good news. I better do a clipboard here. You guys, is this stuff making sense? I mean, I hope you're getting something out of this, because I'll tell you, I am. I really am. It's reminding me. I mean, that's right. What do they say? That you really become the student when you teach, and that's really true. So how to use imagination? There's Paul. How to use imagination to create the life you want now, right? So remember that the life that I want today is different than the life that I even wanted yesterday to a degree. So every day, I'm going to give you this tool. I write down what I would like to have in my experience happen today. So I get intentional. Once I do my spiritual readings, then I get very, very intentional with what I'd like to have happen today. Then I read my gratitude list. Then I do my breath work, which is a visualization on my current manifestation boards. And then that breath work is done. And then I do my money affirmations to create the positive mindset loop. So that's a positive mindset loop. So what we do, guys, and this is just, I'm not saying you guys do it. I'm saying in general, as a species, as a society, as a population, what we do is we misuse our imagination by thinking about the past, or being in fear of the future, or of talking about negative experiences from our past. We're literally recreating our past forward in a way that is really dissatisfying and really crushes our spirit. And it really makes it hard to use meditation and prayer efficiently. So that's why a positive mindset loop is so important. And so I just gave you a great little blueprint. It's on there. Start brushing your teeth with your left hand. It's been proven, or the opposite hand that you are, if you're right-handed, left-handed, whatever. But it's been proven to start to erase the pattern. The programmed subconscious mind is literally responsible for 95% of our actions, but we're not conscious to it. So we want to do whatever we can to discover who we really are. And then please, 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 for yourself, tell yourself not only how much you love yourself, but how much you appreciate yourself and how worthy you are of having the ultimate health, and of having everything that you want. Remember, marry yourself to the experience of repetition. We get highly, as an organism, as a machine, as if you take away our sentience as a machine, we get highly proficient at repetition. Things that we do repetitively, we get very efficient at it. And then we want to we really want to divorce our subconscious from our mind and body, and really be in the experience of the present moment. So those are a couple things there. And then again, every Thursday, invite to these webinars. We're going to continue to refine these, get these better. We can help you run ads towards these, and then invitations. So 1 to 2 new people. Every single day you want to be adding to your list of people that you want to at some point invite or introduce to us, to who we are, to your movement, your freedom movement, your W.F.A.M, your worldwide awareness movement. So, and then you want to be making 1 to 4 really solid invitations every week to each one of these opportunities. I'm not trying to give people too much. I want to give people things that they can accomplish now. So 1 to 2 people you're going to add as people that you would like to introduce to Val or myself or John Baker or whoever invited you to this call. And then you want to be inviting 1 to 4 of those people, same people, 1 to 4 of those every week. Once you've made an introduction, you want to be inviting those people to our online or private webinars or web classes. We will have coming out an all health web class. And we're going to record that. And so it won't be live, but it'll be recorded and it'll just be on the health benefits. It's just a fresh one. We have all the product demos and everything. So I'm just going to remind everybody to meditate. So I've been a consistent meditator, if that's a word, for the last, 4+ years. I've been incredibly disciplined since this last summer. And since October, I've probably meditated every day at least once, and the results are incredible. So the way to get started today is to quit thinking and begin doing. Action, 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 action. So I'm going to go ahead, and that's going to be the end of my formal training. I want to open it up for any challenges or questions anyone has. I have a little bit more to cover that's a little bit fresher in my feed, but I want to, if Val, if you want to add something, Jen, David, Paul, anything that inspires you based off what we talked about.
I would like to add something.
Please, thank you.
I'm Val.
Hey, Val.
Hey, it's come to me that people that I'm working with are having a hard time with the interviewing process and the identification of what their needs are.
Yeah.
And the introduction process to introduce them to someone that knows more about the water and help bring them in and answer their questions. I just want to, bring that up. If we're not talking to the right people, we're wasting our time and their time. So be really clear about the interview process and make sure it's somebody that you want to work with, and it's somebody that you think, want to, drink this water. That's one of the things that I wanted to mention today.
So let me just touch on that. Thank you for inspiring me on that question. It's probably the most important thing is you've got to get people introduced to someone other than you. Like, I have to not be the problem. I always use third party. I was using it this weekend. I was using it as an example. But if they're unwilling to take the step of getting introduced because you haven't done an efficient interview job, right? It's like skipping steps. So if I'm interviewing Val, for example, I'm asking Val about his family, its form, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. So I'm asking him questions. I'm getting to know him. I'm, whether you're doing this through a chat online, you're doing this through instant message, or you're doing this through face-to-face, right? Or through text message. I'm getting intel. And when I get intel and Val starts to express, because people will tell you about their pain points. Once I have a pain point, I go, hey, Val, if you're serious about maybe addressing that, I'd love to get you introduced to Carlos or to David or to Cammie, because I'm working with them and we're partnered with a movement that might give you some freedom or some options in that area. Are you open to that? And it's a yes or no. And I'll also say, hey, if you're serious, you're right. Are you serious? Or are you just kidding around? Because I really like to get you introduced and get really good at that process. Yeah, you can't, if you're interviewing people and they don't meet your qualifications, then you can't help them, right? Not at least today. So those people I'll send a video to, or I'll send a recording to, or I'll just kind of be their friend, because maybe a future date I can help them. Is that helpful?
Yes, very helpful. Thank you.
David, what do you got?
So I'm wondering, I know that you have the image or the graphic that you send us as a preview for the Zoom call, and it says Worldwide Freedom Awareness Movement. obviously that's kind of vague. That could mean anything for anybody. And I know that it's kept vague intentionally. It could be financial freedom, health freedom, all the freedoms. But what I'm wondering is if I can, or you can have your team produce some kind of a preview, not like your presentation, but a
Right.
preview for your presentation. That way the people kind of know, get a taste or a smell of what's cooking. And I think it would help me because I have, the juice bar and there's a lot of exposure, but I want to get them to the next level of exposure. And they're just not showing up to the Zoom calls. They're not
Right. They're not
interested
engaged. Yeah.
no, they're not. So I want to figure out how to engage them before you get to them.
Yeah, I'll do a little trailer for you. You bet. What, you know,
Because
what?
the other option, sorry to interrupt you, is to just send them a recording of a previous presentation. And I don't want to do that.
Well, they're
To me,
not going to watch. They're typically not going
yeah,
to watch it either.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just people. It's just part of what you're dealing with there. Um, the enrollment conversation is really important, David. So this is jumping to next week's training of enrollment and registration. But so what enrollment means is you're creating value. So an enrollment conversation is, hey, David, I really recognize you recognize the value in this water. David, I really recognize your commitment to your health. I know that you struggle a little bit financially. So you're creating relatedness. You're also, talking about the elephant in the room. And so if you're serious, man, I'd love to get you on one of my web classes so you can learn more. I have two. Is that something you would be interested in? And you're going to say yes. And then go, okay, if you're serious, okay, and this is the registration conversation. If you're serious, I'd like to get you on a quick introductory call with Carlos. No more than 5 minutes. He's going to be the presenter. And I'm going to include you in a group text right now with him. See, you're connecting me, right? You're connecting me. This we can do this all day long. This doesn't take very much time. And if you're listening to this script, you guys on the call, you want to be doing this with me or whoever is your leader. And what Carlos is going to do is he's going to invite you to the web classes that we have every Tuesday and Thursday. And I think that there'll be some value in you just taking some time to look at that. So enrollment and registration, right? And then yeah, I'll get you a preview. That's a good idea. I appreciate that input. And then on the flyer, dude, you can make whatever flyer you want. You just use the links, put your own picture on it, put your own name on it, dude. Like I told Val to do the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? Just we have the link, it's here. This isn't really about me, but I'm just the leader. So,
Thank
cool.
you, Carlos.
You bet, brother.
Perfect.
I'll do
Thank
that.
you.
All right. Anyone else before we kind of complete the call?
I did want to say something. I did have a thought when Val was speaking, if I can just add a little extra
Please.
sauce. I used to do in-home caregiving for elderly disabled with dementia and Alzheimer's. And I had 5 residents in my home that I was responsible for their care. And the one thing that I never wanted to do was bring in somebody and I couldn't meet their needs, because that would affect me, it would affect the entire home, and then it would decrease my level of care that I was able to provide. And even though I'm not doing that work now, I still consider myself a helper. And what do? We magnetically attract people who need help. And so we need to take inventory of our own selves to know honestly whether or not we can meet their needs. And part of that is the interviewing process, like what we're saying.
Yeah.
And for me, what I find out right now is I can't meet most of these people's needs. So I have to refer them out to other people, massage therapy, or whatever, because I'm just not able to take on that level of care right now. But I maintain the relationship through friendship, check in on them, follow up
Absolutely.
with how they're doing, but I don't sever that connection. I just know my limits right now, and I can't take on more than I can take on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good, man, because when we can be connectors and we can help people, and that's primarily what we do, right? We help people solve problems, right? That's what we do in this thing. And a lot of times we're just referring them to a book or to a, you know, a podcast or to a wellness practice or a massage therapist or a natural MD or something like that that's going to help them. And then maybe in the future, they're going to have, you know, we're building trust rapport because we care about people, and they may not even be in a position where they're even close to doing a home-based or online business because they got other challenges, right? So for sure, that interview is so important. Interview, identify, and introduce, those three things. And if you can master that skill, now it's unorthodox, which is why people don't do it. But if you can master that skill of interviewing, interview the person, identify the person, and introduce that person to something other than you. And that introduction can be a video if they'll watch it. It's better to be a live person. It can be a web class. It can be a training like this. It can be a group or an organization that you're introducing them to. It can be the water that you're introducing them to. Just be careful if you're leading with the water and you're not providing education, they're not going to understand the full value of that. So yeah, those three things, if you mastered that skill, you'd grow your business, and your group would grow their business, and you'd have duplication, and the whole world would change. So very good.
Hey,
All right,
Carlos.
guys. Well, I can't thank you enough for being on the call.
Hey, Carlos, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Paul Baker, chime in, please.
Yeah, man. Great training today. I just want to say something like, basically build on what these guys said. By the way, great job, you guys. Like when I came to Enagic, one of the things I think is missing here is like, there's not a clear, target market. Like, like what, or like when I was in the insurance, when I was building my agency, my target market was people between the age of 25 to 45, married, kids, homeowners. Like we had a exact market of what to focus on, and so people had an idea of who to focus on. Like yesterday, I recruited a guy. I sold a machine yesterday, by the way.
Thank you.
Finance, yeah, finance, and I got a big group. We got a big Zoom tomorrow in India.
Is that at 7:30 Pacific time, right? We're going to be on?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the morning, AM.
In the morning.
Yeah.
But anyways, one of the things that I'm doing right now, and I kind of go back to what I did in the past, and what I'm doing right now is, the biggest challenge I find in the direct sales, man, it gets complicated, the messages get convoluted, and people get confused really easy. Because a lot of these people coming in, they've never built a business before. They don't know they don't know what to do. And, people fight redundance. Like I say the same thing over and over, even interviewed, like, how many interviews should a person do every month? Like they should have an outline of, okay, if you're not doing this much presentation, you're not going to make it. I mean, straight up, like, like there's got to be a minimum threshold, that's going to bring in a recruiter sales. If you're doing if you're doing 3 presentations a month, yeah, yeah, I just got to call them. If they're not doing a certain number, you know what I mean, or presentation a month, we got to be honest with them and say, hey, with that kind of activity, you're not going to make it. And I think, one of the things that I got away from, that I finally implemented, because I haven't built an organization in a long time, a lot of that stuff slipped me, but tracking, like I got everybody tracking their number. If you don't know your numbers, you can't grow your numbers. Right. So there's going to be certain systems in place that we got to give new people. Like number one, when they get in, like I have a blueprint that I give people now. Like yesterday, when I sit down with this guy, okay, what's your goals? Specific goals. I sat down with him and I write down his goals. When do you want to achieve these goals? Okay. And then this is your step one, man. You got to make a list of, your top 20. We got, and sit down with these people and help them make the contact. This is on the job training. Teach them how to set appointments, and teach them, how to call people, how to use third-party tools, and how to build this thing and invite to an event. and make sure you're showing up to the event. Right now, I'm in the process, Carlos, of coming up with like a blazer. And with this blazer, you know, you got to be doing certain behaviors and doing certain production to get part of this elite club. And so I'm putting all this in place right now because my goal is to ramp it up this year. You're going to see a big difference this year in me because I got my system ready and I'm doing the same thing over and over. I got a big whiteboard in my office and everybody's on the same page. 15, 15, 15 a month. That's the minimum everybody's got to be doing. And I
So
say that
I want to jump in on you here, dude. So I don't want to miss the point of the exposures. You're absolutely right. So you're saying 15 a month is the exposure number that you feel
that's the minimum.
minimum
that's the
needs to
minimum.
happen. And I'm going to agree with that number. If you're new, don't freak out. 10 to 15, but that goes to the 1 to 4 a week, right? And so,
Yeah.
right, at least that you're getting exposed to this and they're actually seeing it. And knowing your numbers is so important. There's a training on, if you're listening to the podcast where Blas goes in to know your numbers, that's probably like number 43 or something like that. I almost have them memorized. But yeah, I was talking with a girl yesterday about this where she's getting 2 or 3 good exposures a month. And those people are actually buying. Like her rates are crazy. But she's only getting 2 or 3 deals a month, right? So she's always asking, when's my checks coming? When is my check coming? I'm like, girl, if you just got your exposures up, you'd have checks coming every day. You know what I mean? Like, so you've just got to increase your actual exposure. And that goes through doing good interviews, qualifying people. Remember, you cannot close someone who has no financial, like they don't have a job. Okay, I'm just sorry. If they don't have any credit cards or no credit or no job or no money, you can help them. You can bless them with water till they're 75% water. But you can't close someone who's unclosable. And you also can't close someone who's unwilling to get on a call, get on a web class, show up to an event, listen to one of your trainings, get on the phone with you and your upline, right? They're unclosable. So you have to continue to move through that exposure process and know that, hey, not right now. So, well, that's really great. We've gone over on time, so I don't want to go any further. Paul, is there anything you need to add? I might have lost Paul.
No, man, it's good. It's good. You're good, man.
Perfect.
Thanks.
I love it, man.
Goodbye.
Thanks for your input, everybody. All right. Well, we're going to stay on and do a little coaching and training and accountability, right, Val, with someone? Yes?
Yes. David and Yolanda, you're on still?
Let me look. David,
I'm on.
cool. So let me hit stop record so that we can make this private. You guys are welcome to take off or hang in and listen in. It's not a problem. I'm just going to stop recording.